thought I would do a cucumber, tomato and greenhouse update because we're now on the 14th of May and I've had some interesting results, to say the very least. We've had some cooler nights, hence the fleece, which I'm just about to take off now, and I'll get into it in a second as to the interesting points. So here we go. Plenty of seeds in here still going on, plenty of plants growing on. So I've been using for the first time peat-free compost to grow my seeds. Picked up a few different bags and also using it for potting on. And I found for potting on it's been brilliant, no issues whatsoever. And for some of the seeds, such as these squash, no problem. They've been fine. Obviously they're due to be potted on and separated. And for a few plant seeds like the agastache there coming through and the delphiniums coming through, they look to be okay. Some echinaceas come through, again okay. Where I've had a real challenge has been the tomatoes and the cucumbers. Now, we've had some cooler nights, so I do not know if this is off the back of the cooler nights and the compost. But I think the compost definitely plays a part because it's very woody. It keeps a lot of the water in it as well, which is interesting. It looks like it's dry, but it's not. So what I did yesterday was I bought myself a really good bag of compost and I've potted on again, but back into the same pots, the cucumbers and tomatoes, because as you can see here with my cucumbers, this one's not looking happy. That one's okay, and I've had two that have done that. One's just completely rotted away at the base. Probably find that this is the same. No, that's got a bit of a tug to it, so I'll leave that. But the other one just pulled straight out. There was nothing. And I don't think that's going to recover. So, yeah, it's a little bit annoying because we only got 4 seeds in that packet of the cucumber Carmen, and I might have to buy 1 or 2 when I'm on my trips on the garden centre, see if I can find another Carmen just for this year. But yeah, so I've potted them on to see what happens there. The Sun Gold, 2 of them rotted off as well. Really disappointing. Them 2 look okay. 2's enough for me. I always grow extra tomatoes just in case things like this happen. It's definitely worth doing that. The Black Moon, I've lost 1 of them. I think a slug ate 1 of them, but there's still 4 there. The hanging baskets look okay in there. And underneath here, I've got the Moneymaker. And again, they look okay, but literally very, very little growth. I mean, it's crazy. So I did all this yesterday. I potted them all on yesterday, which was the 13th. And we'll see what happens. I've only potted on the tomatoes and cucumbers. Everything else I'm leaving in what it is. And then I'm just going to use the new compost bag, mix it with the peat-free compost bag, mix it all together, and use that going forward, I think, especially for stuff like that. And I'm going to use up the old type compost for potting on into big buckets when I just want to fill a bit at the bottom of a large container. So yeah, so I've got some more potting on to do. I've got some vibascums that all need potting on now, but they're doing really well. And again, that's in that compost, peat-free, so they've not been suffering. The lettuce seems to have been okay as well in there. They've all been potted on. That's Tom Thumb. Some more Tom Thumb there. I'm in the middle of pricking out the marigolds. I put some into there. What was interesting about the marigolds was they looked very similar to lettuce. And I thought, have I actually got my labels wrong? And is that lettuce? It looks virtually identical. But I double checked my videos back when I did it, and it definitely was marigold. So I'm not sure what's happened there. We'll see. We'll soon find out if I end up with marigolds growing in there. But the lettuce growing in the marigold tray. And yeah, on here, this is the little gem lettuces. They're all okay. I only did them a couple of days ago, potted them on. And in here, I've just used the rest of my lupin seed packets. One's come through. Slugs have already been trying to have a little nibble. bit of a nightmare, these slugs at the moment, especially in the greenhouse, and they're just a really old packet of forget-me-not seeds. And I've got a lot of forget-me-nots around the garden this year, white and blue, but that's a mixed packet that could contain pink, and I was just trying to see if I could get the last packet to grow, and then I can get some pink in the garden and let it self-seed around, because this year the self-seeding has been amazing. So it's not something you have to grow every year. You get quite a lot of forget-me-nots in your garden one year and just let them die back. Don't pull them out, let them die back. They'll self-seed everywhere. And in that bottom 3 little pots there's Canterbury bells. I've sown some more Canterbury bells because the ones I did the previous year and then planted out last year, the small plants, have all grown on. They're all big plants now, and they're all in a really good state. They're actually getting the bells on already, and I'm going to do a separate video on them when all the bells are through, because I've only got one of about 7 plants at the moment with the bells about to open, but I've got 7 or 8 plants. Look amazing, and they were mixed ones. So yeah, I have to excuse the mess in here again. I don't say this every single video. The garden will eventually go on. The longest be an ornament in the garden at this rate, but it will go on. And I've just been doing a bit of indoor DIY, so the tools are there. In terms of the last little piece I was going to show you related to the greenhouse was the lettuce. So this is little Gem, and this is me using the washing up bowls. What I'm going to try and do is, because there's only really me eating it in the house, I'm going to try and put 3 per bowl. Let these get a little bit bigger, and then I could just cut one off and eat it each meal. And then as I empty a bowl, move 3 more out into the bowl, let them grow on. Same again, and I've got 2 more of these left. So I could easily have 4 on the go. But because there's only me eating them, I'm trying to stagger it. Now I've definitely sowed too many lettuce in the greenhouse, but I'm going to try and stagger them. So as I'm using them, I'm sowing some more and see if we can get this all the way through to the end. And yeah, I just thought if I grow them on the shelf underneath the strawberries, they're raised up high, less chance of slugs eating them, and we'll just see how that plays out. But yeah, that is the greenhouse update for now.